Welcome back, guys, to Super Hostile number 13, pranking Vechs' base. We are currently heading for intersection 1, where we will try to get some wool. No, wait. Hang on. Wait a second. No, this is not Super Hostile. This is the Mindcrack server. Where could we be? We are at, I'll just tell you, we are at Vechs' base, his formerly secret base, which is not so secret now. He's revealed where it is. And I think it's about time we paid him a little visit. It feels like there should be something here, like there's something missing. Okay, so it's about time we paid him a visit. Let's do a quick little walkthrough. The green path leads to a very nice area. I really like the way this room looks. It's got some farms and stuff. And all that's in here is a variety of different farms for different things. And then to the red path leads to his nether portal, which is how I got here. His portal is right next to PSJ's. Down here is a chicken farm and a skeleton farm, I think. And then he's got some other odds and ends that you would expect from any base, and it's all kind of laid out like a Super Hostile map, complete with intersections. There's his mines, tree farm, etc. Up here, it leads up to the land. So, me and Vechs have quite a bit of history. There is, right there, there's a minecart elevator that will take you up to his castle, which he's building upstairs. Nice little detail-y room here. I really like these kind of things. These are the not practical kind of things that would almost never occur to me to do. To just put like a little wall with glass and some like vegetation behind it. Just looks kind of cool. It's about time we paid him a visit. And Vechs and I have some history. Here's his typical room layout. And then down there, there's some other stuff. Did I just see some pop in? I'm not sure. Anyway, we're going to head, I think, up this ladder. I think this is the way to go. I've spent some time familiarizing myself with the layout. So Vechs and I have quite a bit of history. Here's a little history lesson for me and Vechs. When I had very few... when I had very few subscribers, like probably less than 100, long time ago, when I had only put out a few Survival Island videos, and I was only getting like well under 100 views per video. Well under 100. And it is nighttime, so we are going to plop down a bed, which I have right here. And we'll pick this guy back up. Good thing I used the right pick for that, because I'm going to need it later. When I had less than 100 views per video, and had only put out a few videos, didn't have that many subscribers, Vechs sent me a personal message on YouTube with a screenshot saying, hey, you want to try out this map I'm making? It's called Sea of Flame. And I don't even know if it was called Super Hostile back then, or if it was, that was not a very prominent title. This guy's not going to burn because he's got a helmet on, jerk. And I saw the image of the little island surrounded in lava, and I said, yeah, I'd like to play that. That sounds fun. And I had released a video previously called the Piggy Temple video, which is no longer on YouTube because at the time when I had only put out a few videos, I didn't really understand you couldn't use copyrighted music. Or I understood, it's just it was just something I threw up for fun, and I realized in the long term it was better not to have copyrighted stuff on my channel. This was very long ago. So I made this video called the Piggy Temple video, where it was kind of like a music video for a Dead Can Dance song, where this zombie pigman took a journey to a piggy temple and sacrificed pork chops to it. And it was set to this really cool music. And I specifically used the zombie pigman skin for that video because it seemed appropriate. Let's see, what can I put away here? Let's put this away and that away. Okay. It seemed like an appropriate thing to do. A good skin for that kind of thing. I think I want 16 at first. Oh, that's more than I wanted. Oh, whatever. So, long story short, when I started Sea of Flame, I decided Let's use that zombie pigman skin again because it seemed kind of apropos. It seemed appropriate. Let's put this down. We'll just use this. I have a different function for that later. We'll put all these saplings in there. That'll free up my inventory space. Good. Let's see. Did I drop anything over here? No. I didn't bring any dirt, so I can't, like, smooth stuff out. And anyway, the zombie pigman skin just kind of stuck. People liked it. It seemed to fit my personality somehow, especially with, like, all the lava and Sea of Flame. And so after that, I had a hard drive crash, and we eventually, Vechs made Super Hostile number 4, Kaizo Caverns, and I was the first person to play that. This was before Super Hostile became so popular. It was still kind of like an underground thing. Heard footsteps, but they're mine. And in that one, I made it like a storyline to sort of vaguely tie together the different Super Hostiles I played. So I started out with like my new computer setup after the hard drive crash, and then there was this cinematic of Vechs trapping me. Like explosions went off, and I fell into the Kaizo Caverns, and I had a different skin there. I was wearing the Samus Aran Metroid costume, and I also had like a texture pack to make it look like ice. Like I was trapped inside this big, like a big glacier kind of thing. Just to give it a sort of a different personality. I try to have a slightly different skin for every series I do, just to put a little personal touch on everything. And then when I finished Kaizo Caverns, there was a sequence of me building a portal to escape, and then I ended up back in Super Hostile Legendary. Or not back in, but I ended up in a new Super Hostile. I ended up in Legendary, so he tricked me again. And this time, for Super Hostile Legendary, I had battle-scarred, like, Metroid armor, but it had revealed that the zombie pigman was underneath there the whole time. And then after that, after Legendary was... Oh, in Legendary, my diamond armor, all my armor in the texture pack I decided to use were different transformers. So the leather armor was Cup, who's this old kind of stick-in-the-mud kind of guy. So he was the leather armor. Then the iron armor was Optimus Prime, and the gold armor was Bumblebee, and the diamond armor was Grimlock. So in Super Hostile Inferno Mines, which was the next one I played quite a while later, my armor was the zombie pigman in some battle-damaged Grimlock armor. Follow? Okay. So now we're in 1.8, and 1.8, or we're in a snapshot at least, 1.8 gives you some interesting options with your character skins now, where you can sort of have an additional layer of clothing on top of your character. And for the occasion, I've brought back the zombie pigman costume. Yay! No. I've brought back, with the new skin customization, I've brought back the Super Hostile Legendary outfit. This is my battle-scarred Kaizo Caverns armor, which I had in Super Hostile Legendary. So for this occasion, we're doing this, because what we're doing today is we are recreating the East Commons. So in Super Hostile Legendary, each area was sort of a different biome, I guess you might say. So the East Commons was kind of like a lake area with a series of small islands in it. And on each island was just covered in trees. And there's a couple dungeons in there. There's a dungeon on one side, which famously had a stick as its only reward. I think that was the first instance of the stick as a reward, but I'm not sure. Oops. No, it gotta be like this. And most people when they got into the East Commons, what they did was they went straight for the dungeons, and they avoided the vast majority of the forest. But me, no, I didn't do that. I decided we had to light up the entire forest. We had to know what was in there, because there were like little hidden... Let's see, did I mess up here? No, that's one of the old torches. There were little hidden chests here and there with loot. I was like, so my mind says I need to find absolutely every single one of them, because there might be something really good here that I have to have. So, in order to facilitate that, I started burning down the forest, because I had found a chest with some flint and steel. So I burnt down the whole forest, which created a ton of dark spaces under the trees, like the bit that didn't get quite burnt down. A ton of enemies spawned. It made the thing way more difficult, and for not really that much reward. I mean, most people just went to the dungeon, got the wool, and left, and moved on. I spent ages there lighting that thing up. So what we're doing now is we're gonna recreate that scenario. We're gonna create a forest. We're gonna torch grid it. We're gonna burn it down, and hopefully we're gonna get Vechs to trigger it for us. And I'm not going to do anything clever. I could have done the player sensor like I did when I killed BOO at the end of the E-Pranker series. But I don't want to do that this time. I think Vechs is going to be a good sport about it, and I think he will trigger the device for me. And so what we're going to do, we're going to torch grid this whole area. Then we are going to... build a forest, a path through it, and then we're going to set up some redstone so that it burns down when he gets to a certain part. And with whatever torches I have left, we're going to torch up his base to sort of lead him here as a carrot on a stick kind of thing. There we go. That's way better. It's so much safer now with this important light security grid laid down in place. Okay, so that's step one. Step two is to use all these saplings to create a forest, and I'd like to leave kind of like a winding pathway leading through it so that he ends up, I don't know, around here somewhere. And I have a lot of saplings. I hope this is enough. It looks like a lot, but once I actually start putting them down, they're going to go fast. The jungle saplings and the dark oak saplings are going to go 4 at a time as well. So first thing we want to do is use the jungle saplings. Pretty good. That's a good start. Okay, next we want to do some spruce guys. These guys don't like being next to other things, so we're going to do them next. All right, yeah, I do think it's starting to have some appropriate density. Let's pop up just very briefly. I think we're going to be okay. We still have 3 tree types left. Let's do some acacia. All right, next step, the dark oak saplings. It's starting to get kind of dense, and you can see I made a torch pathway. We're going to torch up the hell out of his base, and then he's going to walk out of it, seeing if there's anything else done, and hopefully he'll see this torch road leading into the forest. And I want it to be so dense that this is the only way to get through. And this is kind of the beginning of how we're going to do it. With these guys, and once we're out of these guys, with oak trees, because they take up a lot of space, and you can put them basically anywhere. As long as there is only transparent blocks above them. Like that. Nice. Getting there, getting there. Okay, last step. Use the oak trees to fill in any gaps remaining. These can go pretty much anywhere. And we want to make it as dense as possible for 2 reasons. One, we want to make sure he stays on the path and gets to where we're going. This is kind of like a map making 101. He'll appreciate this, and I'm hoping he'll clue into it. Because he knows to look for cues like that. Even though I'm not exactly being subtle with the giant light road and the dense forest. So we're going to make it dense, and then we also want all of this canopy touching so that when we burn it down, it spreads very nicely. Okay, so here's the last part. We've hooked up the trapped chest to some redstone. You hear them all going off, and it says, a present to Vechs from Zisteau, and I covered it with a sign to help mask the fact that it's a trap chest. Hopefully, if he notices anyway, he'll be a good sport and hit it anyway. And I used about 10, I think, dispensers. And now, last thing to do is to hook up the flint and steel, which I have in the ender chest to go make. Then we will cover this up with dirt, and I'll wait around long enough for the grass to grow and make sure the torch grid is intact. And hopefully everything goes off without a hitch. And if you haven't already seen his reaction, check the description rather. I will put a link there. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope his reaction was good. And we'll see you next time. See you later. Bye-bye.